Welcome everybody to the surprise live. I'm gonna wait around for people to start showing up, and before I start, letting you know where I'm coming from. Basically, we're coming from San Miguel de Allende. We're coming from San Miguel de Allende. And we're coming from San Miguel de Allende. Oh, we have two people here. We're coming from our favorite vineyard in San Miguel de Allende, Viñedo San Lucas. Hey, Cindy Kawa. How you doing today? All right. And Yamilet, my beautiful wife, is here with me, but she also is in the chat. I'm going to give you a little bit of a view behind me. Behind me right here is the winery, not the winery, the grapes. And I'm going to take you for hey, Henry Liston, how's it going? I'm going to take you for a little tour. This location here is also known as Viñedo San Lucas, San Lucas Vineyard. They produce wine here, as a matter of fact. Cheers. Flying GSP, cheers. And this is the actual brand of wine they produce here. They also produce olive oil. Let me show you here. They have olive trees here. And they also produce this olive oil here. Hola, love the, hey Stephanie, how's it going? And this is actually, for Stephanie here, this is right next door to where you're going to live. Actually, it's pretty close to where we live. And I know you're going to be living in the same vicinity as we are. But it's very close. The other thing that's unique about this property is it's not just a vineyard. People actually build houses here. There's actually residential homes here. There's a hotel here. If you want to come here to stay in San Miguel de Allende, you can stay at the hotel here. They have a lot of different amenities. We're at one of the restaurants. There's 3 restaurants out of all of the... it's called Vinicula. This one's called Vinicula, but there's 3 restaurants. Jim Home Comforts, welcome. Let me see what it says here. You got to excuse me a little bit because I'm on my phone, and some, the comments come up. I don't have my normal software that I do when I'm on a normal live, so I have to read the comments here. Stephanie, yes, we could take the ATV. You could probably bring the ATV. Actually, believe it or not, you're right around the corner from it. Jim away. Well, I've been away for 4 months and getting Mark Malarkey, welcome to our, you're gonna visit in May. Wow, we're gonna be here in May, actually. You're coming from Lake Chapala. Yeah, we went there. We visited Lake Chapala. The lake's pretty, very beautiful. The Malecón there that goes on the side of the lake. We really enjoyed our visit to, and actually, believe it or not, I actually did a video. We ran into one of the local mural artists there in Chapala, and he was actually trained by a Canadian, believe it was a Canadian, right, babe? Mm-hmm. It was a Canadian artist that moved to Chapala, and he learned how to paint since he was a little kid. And he actually painted the mural that's inside of the community center there in Chapala. I was honored to be able to meet him. He was just painting a mural on one of the houses. So we also have our food coming in. So I'm going to give you a look at what we have here. I showed you the wine. And what we're going to do is show you, this is just the appetizer. I'm going to stay on for 15-20 minutes. Elizabeth Acker, hey, Nova Scotia. Welcome, Elizabeth. It's great to see you here, actually. And I'm gonna do a little tour of the vineyard right now, but let's do a little bit of a tour of food. This is our appetizer. This is corn, actually in the corn, and then there's a cheese plate. Of course, goes great with wine. And the corn has all the fixings for the way they do it here in Mexico. And here's the vineyard. And this is where we're sitting right now. And I'm gonna take you out for a tour of the vineyard. If you can see in the distance over here, there's all the grape plants. I don't know how many bottles of wine this produces, but it produces a good amount of wine. If you own a house here, these are $1 million homes. As you can see, there's probably right back there, there's a home right there. There's somebody's personal residence. There's a chapel right over there. Let me see if I can. There's the chapel right here. And a lot of these people these are vacation homes for them. And then the lavender is in full bloom right now. Check this out. I'm gonna go to the other side. Huh? The owners are Mexican? Yeah, most of the owners are from Mexico. Not a lot of expats live here on the. My wife was just telling me right now to point that out, because I've done a lot of videos about expats thinking that they hold up the economy here. This is where most wealthy Mexicans live. Look at that house back there. This is where you'll find a lot of wealth here that comes here to San Miguel. They have their house. Let me see if I can bring it up a little bit. And over there is where they make the wine, actually. This is only one of few processing plants where they make the wine. So you can come here. Actually, talking about sales, there's the office for if you want to buy a house here. Most of the owners here are people from all over Mexico, that very wealthy people that have estates here. They also have an actual polo field where they play polo. Do you also have tours here? Actually, you'll see a tour group back there. They're going into the cave, the winery cave over there. They show you how to drink wine and all of that stuff. This is all the lavenders, like I told you, they're in full bloom. And this is where they make the wine. This is one of very many facilities that they have. And then here's a shot of the restaurant from far away. Vineyard looks beautiful. I'm surprised that they also produce olive oil. Yes, Cindy. Actually, let me see if I can find. So actually, let me go point out some olive trees to you. I don't think there's many here, but they've planted olive trees all over. So it's a combination of grapes and olive trees. As a matter of fact, I think I don't know if I can zoom in here. It's way back there. There's some olive trees, but they have whole fields of olive trees here, just as well as fields of grape. So let me get into the shade, Mel. Elizabeth, hold on just 1 second. Let me get into the shade so I can read the comments here. That's the only disadvantage to doing this vlog live, is you guys, you know, I know this is Ask Me Anything, but sometimes I have to sit because of the sun out or whatever. Sometimes I can't see the comments. But if you guys have any questions, there's the bar. Let me put it back to me here. All right. So let me see if I can read some of the comments. I'm now in a shadier place here. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Now that I got it up here. Your last video about entitlement.
Entitled expat.
Entitled expats really gets us angry. Be good and thankful, people. Yes, thank you, Mal. That is very true. And one of the things that we need to do as a community, one thing that I'm very proud of, with my channel, and not only my channel but my Facebook group, is like I've told you before, this isn't for likes, this isn't for subscribers. If I have 10,000 quality subscribers, I think we're at 13 or 14,000 now,
14.7.
almost 14.5, but that's not what's important to me, because this is not a business for me. This is something that I'm doing to show people how beautiful Mexico is, and that's why I do these kinds of videos. Like I said, I'm not in it for the money, so I have the leeway to be able to make these kinds of videos and reach out to the community, because the good thing that I'm proud of about our Facebook group, or one of the wonderful things that I'm proud about our Facebook group and our community here, is that we don't have any drama. I cut it off right at the hip. People want to argue. If you don't have a constructive argument, you get kicked out of the group. I know people have complained before that it's not, I have the freedom to express that's right, you do. But go express yourself somewhere else. That's the way I see it. And the same thing with my channel. If someone wants to fight just to fight, then I don't accept that. It's not because I delete you because I'm worried about my subscribers seeing something like that. I want a drama-free community, a community that you can help each other out. I can help you. Many of my lives, what I love about many of my lives is sometimes my users, or not my users, but my audience will answer questions that even maybe I don't even know the answer to, or everybody shares their experience. That's the beautiful thing about our channel. Real quick, how do I join the Facebook group? Jim, it's called Retired Life in Mexico, No Bull. Just look it up on Facebook, search it on Facebook, and it is a private group, because I don't just let anybody come in the sense that, we want to make sure we approve. There's a lot of people that come in with cryptocurrency scams, stuff like that. So I screen those users. Doesn't mean that I'm picky of who I pick. It's just that I want to make sure that we don't have people spamming our group. So it is a private group. All you do is request to join. And
a very good admin.
And we have a very good admin. Apart from me, I have a very good admin that helps me out, that knows a lot about Mexico. So if I don't answer your questions, somebody else can. And we've been very successful in sharing information, and that's what this is all about, is sharing information. Just like was commented about my last video, the way we can do something about these stereotypes, and the way we can is being able to, if you see something like that going on, don't tolerate it, and just say, hey, you need to be educated. This is not right. Maybe you don't feel comfortable doing that, but at the same time, maybe console the person that's being yelled at. Sometimes that goes a long way for giving a reputation that not everybody is like that. The problem that I see is that some people give the rest of, it's the old saying, nobody's going to remember the good deeds you do. Everybody's going to remember the bad things, the drama. Okay, thank you. I'm interested in living in Mexico. I live in Canada. Jim, Home Comforts, you can join the Facebook group, ask whatever questions you need to ask. And like I said, the other thing that I have, which is not very active, someone made a comment not too long ago, I have a Discord server. I keep it up. It's not very active, but the nice thing about that Discord server, that live chat, is I'm a little bit more available there, because I get the message right away, instead of maybe I don't check my Facebook till tonight. And that's number one. Sometimes I can't get to it right away, but I'm a little bit more directly available that way. The other thing about the Discord server is I have a couple of news feeds, like Mexico Daily Post, some La Reforma, El Norte, some of the Mexican news outlets. I have a news feed that goes directly into there. And I also have a feed that every time I release a video or go live, you'll get a notification. So I know there's not a lot of discussion in there, But if you're interested, the Discord server is on. I leave links on most of my videos, but I haven't lately put all my social media links lately, but I will be putting them soon.
¿Gustan que vaya trabajando las hamburguesas?
No, está bien. Gracias.
Unos 10 minutos más.
No, 10 minutos más.
Gracias.
Gracias. That was our wonderful waiter there. See how, people complain about the service here in Mexico? Well, I'm telling you, this is great customer service. This is our favorite vineyard. We come here, just like we go to Atrio. We come here once a month or so. Sometimes it's our treat. Sometimes we have 2 treats a month, 3 treats a month, or 4 treats a month. But
Depending on our budget.
depending on our budget, because these places I will tell you that these places are high end. Now, here's the thing. Like I told you about Atrio, it's a 5-star restaurant. The one thing about Atrio, though, is they've had Michelin award-winning chefs come through there. So when I say high end, it is high end. But here's the thing, 2 of us will eat. I'll go to Chili's in the United States, and 2 of us will order with drinks, and it comes out to 80 or 90 bucks. And even now with inflation, it's even worse. I can get away with a 5-star restaurant spending probably a little bit more, maybe 100, but we're talking about 5 stars. We're talking about something in the United States that you would probably pay
Like 500.
$300 or $400.
Remember when we went to
Yeah, and we went to a French restaurant in New York. We ended up dropping $500 on hardly any food, to be honest with you. So when we talk about 5-star restaurants here, yes, it's more expensive. If you're coming here on a fixed income, if you're coming here on a fixed income, then it may be a treat for once every, a long while. But, it's a treat, number one, and it's doable. It's restaurants that you may not be able to even touch in the United States. You can go to here if you want to splurge. Cindy Kawa was saying that I would definitely speak up. Yes, thank you, Cindy. And that's what I'm trying to get with the community. That's why I need your help. Or when you see these posts in Facebook that say Mexico needs us, Mexico's not going to be anything without us. You know what? I've already laid out the facts in 2 videos, financial facts in 2 videos of Mexico's economy and their GDP. And yes, I've had some arguments that if all the foreigners left Puerto Vallarta, well, that's definitely not true. The Mexican people are very resilient. Yeah, maybe a lot of foreigners live there. A lot of foreigners live here in San Miguel de Allende. But if we all left, trust me, the tourism would adjust. Even Cancun, which is a tourist place, 87% of people that go to Cancun are domestic tourists. They'd only lose 20%. Yeah, 20% is maybe a lot for a business, but then the Mexican people would adjust. So we need to get rid of this attitude that Mexico needs our dollars or they wouldn't be nothing without us. That's not true. And we need to dispel that myth by educating other people. If you want to point them to my videos, point them to my videos. But we need to lay the facts out because now I'm telling you, the Mexico of 10 years ago may have been like that, but not even 10 years, 15 or 20 years ago. I know people that have lived here 15 or 20 years, and the problem that they have is adjusting to this new Mexico, the new way of thinking. Mexico was, and it still is, but Mexico has a socio-economic disparity between the rich up here and the poor down here. There was no middle class for a while. Well, it was a middle class, but it wasn't a very big middle class. And the middle class is emerging now. So you got a lot of tourist dollars coming here to San Miguel, to Cancun. People that couldn't afford, that weren't middle class, that were super poor, couldn't afford to go to places. So maybe the foreign tourism at that time was something that was needed. But now that we have an emerging middle class here in Mexico, a very big emerging middle class here in Mexico, you can understand that now these middle class people have money for vacation. They go out on vacation. They go out to different places within Mexico. A lot of them even go to Europe. The travel industry or the tourist industry here is thriving. Actually, the tourist industry here is increasing, but it's not because of foreigners. It's because the increase of local Mexican tourists. And we need to dispel those myths. Hey, Michael, how's it going? Excuse my hand because I'm putting it right over where the chat is. Around that price, we used to go to Paris having dinner at the Eiffel Tower that when I graduated school, no one, now I'm in university, best experience of my life when you were in the university as a computer scientist. Actually, Michael, we have something in common. I actually got my degree in computer science. The only thing is I didn't use it for a while, but I actually ended up in my agency working cyber crimes and working internet crimes. So and I actually did computer forensics for my agency. So my degree ended up, I didn't go into the programming field, which was my specialty. And that's where I got my Sir Dragon X moniker. Michael, if you're kind of familiar in the IT community, there's a lot of forums and stuff like that, and I used to use that moniker. So I kept it, might as well, part of my history. Yeah, you'll find if you go to Europe, you're gonna get, you can't touch French fruit over here, but in Paris, same thing here, over there. The beautiful thing about San Miguel, for example, there's 3 restaurants here. The one we have is, there's international restaurants. This has some sort of a fusion of Mexican food, but the other restaurant is international. So we get a lot of good things there. I did not know that. That's sweet. I'm currently doing an internship. Well, Michael, you'll love the field. I enjoy it. That's one of the reasons why I do what I do, because I love the gadgets and all of that stuff. So I'll tell you what, we're gonna cut off at 22 minutes because I try to keep it to 30 minutes, but I'm gonna cut off at 22 minutes now because I need to get to my appetizers and my hamburger that I'm gonna be having. The burgers here are wonderful. And actually, it'll probably reduce the price of the meal, but I mean, you can have some real good gourmet food here, but the burgers are tremendous. I couldn't say any more.
Next time, a video on a taco stand.
And actually, what I'm gonna do is, I know I've been going to high-end restaurants, and of course that's not fair because not everybody's gonna go to high-end restaurants, but I will tell you that I'm gonna do some videos from local food. I actually have taken you to the market and stuff of affordable. The other thing that I wanna mention, I haven't forgotten about the real estate. As a matter of fact, the first house I'm gonna feature is my sister-in-law's house that she's selling, and it's below 200,000. So you can get affordable housing here. I'm not promoting it, I'm not getting paid or anything, but the opportunity came up that she's selling her house, so I have access to it. So I'm gonna show that house at an affordable price. And then we'll go up in value. I have my contact with the realtor that was gonna sell my house, but we didn't sell because we love it here. The realtor is going to, I'm gonna get with him and have him take me through a couple of $1 million homes if you wanna see them. Like I've always said about cost of living here, you've got everything from 150,000, 200,000, all the way up to millions of dollars. If you wanna live like a millionaire, you have $1 million, then you can live like a millionaire. If you don't have $1 million, you can live on a budget. So there's something here for everybody, and I want to show that diversity, not just me sitting at high-end restaurants, because we don't go every day. We just got back to San Miguel, so we're spoiling ourselves a little bit. I also saw Michael, I also saw the video that you posted yesterday. I really enjoyed it. Definitely agree with the whole topic of foreigners in Mexico. Yeah, exactly. And that is a form of disrespect. And thanks, Michael. And like I told you, my community, you guys can do something about it, and you can help educate. I've intervened many a times with America. As a matter of fact, they don't even know I speak English. A lot of times I'm behind somebody that starts acting up like that, and I'll start speaking English. The funny thing is, they even have stereotypes of me, because when I start speaking English perfectly, they'll look at me like, where did you learn your English? Well, because I was born and raised in the United States. They're even surprised at that. So there's even those stereotypes. I stand up. If I would have been there at that coffee shop, I would have probably stood up and told the lady to leave. Maybe many of you don't want to tell the lady to leave, but there's time to educate. And especially in these Facebook groups, when people start saying that kind of stuff, we just don't need that anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off with that. Thank you very much for joining me. We had a really great crowd here. And if you missed the beginning of the Provecho, thank you, Cindy. If you missed the beginning of it, you can always go back. A day in the life. If not, it's in my live streams. But I try to switch over, put it in the playlist. But thanks, guys, for joining me. And we'll see you soon. And be ready for another video. I've got one that I'm working up on. And we're going to have our live stream Sunday, as usual. We're going to take up like we did before. We'll talk to you soon. And as I always say, well, as I said in my last video, stay safe and stay humble.